We are back now with life lessons and how to be happier. The latest World Happiness Report, and yes, that is a thing, the latest World Happiness Report, it finds that Finland, yes, Finland is the happiest country in the world for the 8th straight year. But board-certified psychiatrist Dr. Sue Varma says it's not too late for the rest of us to catch up. She's the author of Practical Optimism, the art, science, and practice of exceptional well-being. Dr. Varma, we could all use a little more happiness. And I heard recently that you've developed a new understanding of happiness. Tell us, let's start there. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes. So a few weeks ago, I was at the World Happiness Summit, and I was talking about optimism and really how to cultivate this positive but pragmatic mindset for health, for happiness, for wealth, all of it. But what I left with, Craig, which is so interesting, was an idea and understanding that happiness should be seen with a more zoomed out, bird's eye approach. I think a lot of us get caught up in the day-to-day mood, and we should think of our mood more as like the weather. It's a little bit unpredictable, but our happiness should be seen as climate, more stable over time.
So more macro than micro.
More macro. And what am I doing today to get closer to my life goals? Am I making a step forward or making a step back? So you don't get so invested in the fluctuations of mood, but ask yourself, what am I doing, and I'm moving in the right direction or not?
So update our definition of happiness.
Yes.
So if that's the big picture, what's our first step to take?
Yeah. So when I think of like long-term goals and steps towards long-term goals, I think about that creating life satisfaction. But in the moment, it's about creating enjoyment and pleasure, right? So that's in the micro. And in the micro, I would say, what makes you happy? A sunshine, getting up 5 minutes earlier before your alarm, having a cup of coffee or tea and enjoying your environment. Is it journaling? Is it sending memes to your friend? But what gives you pleasure? Is it exercising? Is it walking in nature? So think long-term, big picture. But what am I doing today that gives me a sense of like joy? Yeah, pleasure.
And the true measure of success should really be happiness. I mean, don't you feel like mindfulness, like your mind can almost bend reality to make yourself happier, like your thoughts,
yes,
having happy thoughts?
Absolutely. Happy thoughts and thoughts of, what am I doing, in service of other people? I think like that's a big thing. Like, what can I do? I think so much like what you're saying is when we're feeling down and negative, it becomes all about us. Our thoughts just start ruminate. We become self-centered. And we know that could be a slippery slope to depression. Instead, we want to zoom out and be like, what am I grateful for today? Gratitude is about what you already have and the appreciation. And we have so much. Did you wake up this morning? Let's stop right there. Did you breathe?
Cancer did that to me. It allowed me to turn pain into purpose. And that really does help in my happiness level.
You start the day with being grateful to be alive.
I start, and like, I'm so grateful I hear from my mom. I mean, I just think I think it's very related into when you're going through a bad time, be your best.
Yes, you're such an inspiration.
But a lot of folks have a hard time with that, like starting that day with gratitude or some sort of affirmation. What would be your advice to someone watching or listening who might struggle with that?
Yeah, I would say, first of all, look, have gratitude for the good, but also have gratitude for the hard things that you've already accomplished, right? So much, like, our society makes us focus on tomorrow and achievement orientation, and I'm only as good as my last big project, especially with social media. So did you say, like, have I done hard things in my life? That gives us a great sense of satisfaction and meaning. Did I bring joy to somebody else? A small act of kindness. Can you volunteer at your kids' sports, PTO, food pantry? So making deposits in the social bank, so to speak, really gives you like a greater return on investment, exponential, I would say.
I'm interested to hear why sharing a meal goes so far in happiness.
This World Happiness Report, it was so fascinating. It showed that we have declined in terms of the number of meals. 25% of people are having all meals by themselves all week long. But sharing a meal does a few things. I think it establishes a sense of rapport. It's a sense of trust, because when you're eating, you're letting your guard down, right? In my mind, it's a very intimate act, and we don't think of it that way. And at this World Happiness Conference, all the speakers had a dinner at the end, and there were like 20 people at the table, and we did family-style food, and everyone is sharing this plate and passing it on. It's like, can I put food in your plate? That is such a thoughtful act. Would you like some more? There was humanity, there was gratitude, there was common ground. Like that whole thing of breaking bread with someone, or like, have you eaten the salt in my house? It creates a sense of, I think, mutual trust and understanding.
Years ago, someone said to me, there are only 3 things that unite everyone: music, sports, and food.
Oh, absolutely. And I love food, so that unites me with anybody. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Varma.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.